Hello everyone and welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I'm Rainbow.
And thanks for joining us for another edition of the Building Character Unit. This month we will be reading a two-part article all about having moral courage. And in fact, that's the title of our article as well.
Yes, moral courage is doing the right thing even when it's difficult. This is about knowing that you shouldn't lie when telling the truth could get you in trouble, even when.
Yes, or like in the story that we'll be reading tomorrow, it's standing up for someone even if you could get hurt by doing it. It's not about running away, lying, or letting people down when times are tough. When we have moral courage, we face up to our responsibilities even when it is difficult to do so.
But by doing that, by showing moral courage, we're also showing the good quality of our character. And that matters a lot. Okay, so let's take a look at all of today's new vocabulary words and then we'll come back to read the article. 今天的文章聊到诚实、善良的品格的重要性。我们先来看几个单字。第一个 honest 诚实的是个形容词。Parents should teach the importance of being honest. Parents should teach the importance of being honest. 父母应该教导诚实的重要性。第二个单字 friendly 友善的是个形容词。Jessica was very friendly and gave her neighbor cookies. Jessica was very friendly and gave her neighbor cookies. Jessica 非常友善，她送邻居饼干。第三个单字 polite 有礼貌的是个形容词。John yelled at the salesperson, which was not very polite. John yelled at the salesperson, which was not very polite. John 对店员大吼，这不是一件有礼貌的事。第四个单字 trouble 麻烦的事。困境是个名词，英文有句片语 get into trouble 就是惹上了麻烦。Tom got into trouble because he forgot to do his homework. Tom got into trouble because he forgot to do his homework. 因为没做功课，所以 Tom 惹上了麻烦。好咯，我们现在看完单字例句，一起来看课文。
Henry is 12 years old. He's a good kid, and he likes to learn and have fun. He also knows the difference between right and wrong, so he has morals. For Henry, it's right to be honest, friendly, and polite. On the other hand, it's wrong to hurt people, say bad things about them, or take their things.
Explanation 1.
So our title is Having Moral Courage, and our story begins by telling us about a young man named Henry. Let's begin reading to learn more.
Yes, our first sentence says, Henry is 12 years old. Okay, so he's about to become a teenager. He's still a child, but he's becoming big enough to start to make his own decisions.
And we can hope that he will make good decisions as he grows up, because we next read, he's a good kid, and he likes to learn and have fun. Well, that's great. By saying he's good, we get the idea that he doesn't get in trouble a lot, which is nice. And he's probably also a good student and probably has a good group of friends as well.
So we learn more about his personality and his character in the next sentence, which says, he also knows the difference between right and wrong. Then it says, so he has morals. 我们读到 Henry 的性格，他能够分辨对与错，他有道德观。所以呢，在这边加几个补充单字。第一个是 moral， 可以用来当形容词，也可以用来当名词，代表道德。Personality 是个性或人格特质，而 character 也可以用来表示个性或特征。Yes, that's what morals are. Knowing the difference between right and wrong, what you can do and what you should do. Sure, there are a lot of times in our lives and there are a lot of rules too, and we have to follow those rules, right?
Yeah, but what if there aren't any exact rules? Will you still do the right thing? Will you still break a rule if no one is watching you? When you have good morals and good character, you will be careful to live your life in a good way even if you don't have to, or even if it actually might bring trouble to yourself. It's about knowing the difference between right and wrong. All right, let's pause here so that Daphne can tell us more about our first grammar point, which was in one of those previous sentences.
大家好，我是 Daphne。今天的第一则文法是 difference between A and B， 意思是 A 与 B 之间的差异。Difference 是名词，意思是差异、不同。例如 IQ is not the only difference between the good students and the bad students. 智力不是好学生和坏学生之间唯一的差异。
So, the character in our story, Henry, he's a good kid, and he also has good morals. He sounds like a nice guy. Let's read on to learn more about him.
The next sentence says, for Henry, it's right to be honest, friendly, and polite. So these are the values that he learned from his parents, teachers, maybe older brothers and sisters, and others in his life.
Yeah, and then we read about some of the bad behaviors and decisions that Henry tries to stay away from. It says, on the other hand, it's wrong to hurt people, say bad things about them, or take their things. Most definitely. We could also add lying, cheating, or bullying other people to that list. As everyone knows, these kinds of actions will hurt others and will also show that the person who is doing them isn't behaving in a good or moral way. Let's pause once again right here so that Daphne can tell us about grammar point 2, and then we'll be back to take our break.
第二则文法是 on the other hand， 意思是另一方面，是副词片语，用来陈述对同一件事件的不同看法和面向。使用的时候，通常放在句子的开头，并且用逗点与后方的主要子句隔开。例如 Troy likes classical music. On the other hand, his wife likes pop music. Troy 喜欢古典音乐，另一方面 Troy 的太太喜欢流行音乐。
Okay, as promised, we will take our break here, but we'll have much more for you right after that, so don't go far.
Henry doesn't just know those things, he also has the courage to act on his morals. So, he will help those in trouble, and he will speak up when something is wrong.
Explanation 2.
So, we are reading about this young guy, 12-year-old Henry, and his good sense of right and wrong, or, in other words, his good morals.
So Henry always tries to tell the truth, be kind to others, and treat others with respect.
Absolutely. And he tries hard not to lie, cheat, or hurt other people. These are the good lessons and behaviors he has learned from the people around him. And as we read on, the article tells us that he hasn't just learned these lessons, he acts on them and uses these lessons in his daily life. We read, Henry doesn't just know those things. So it's not just something that he will say, it's something that he will do.
And we get a better idea of that in the following sentence, which says, he also has the courage to act on his morals. 在这边加个补充单字 courage 勇气 It takes courage to do the right thing. 很多时候做对的事是需要勇气的。So he will do the right thing when the time comes. Not just talk about it and then hide from his responsibility to be good.
Exactly. Another way of saying this in English would be that Henry talks the talk, but he also walks the walk. He does what he says. He can say what the good thing to do is, but then he will also do that good thing when he needs to, in other words. And the last sentence for today gives us an example of him putting his good morals into action. It says, so he will help those in trouble, and he will speak up when something is wrong.
Wow.
If he sees someone in trouble and Henry thinks that he can help, then he will, without thinking about it, and without thinking if it will be good for him, simply because it's the right thing to do. Way to go, Henry.
没错，刚才 Mike 老师提到 talk the talk and walk the walk， 就是说到，但是也是做到，言行一致的意思。Okay, so we're almost done with today's article, but we do have one more grammar point to check out with Daphne.
第3则文法是 speak up， 意思是表达意见。speak 是不及物动词，意思是发表意见。三态是 speak、spoke、spoken。up 是副词，意思是完全。speak up 就是把意见完全说出来。例如 Josephine spoke up at the meeting. Josephine 在会议上表达意见。
Okay, ladies and gents, that's all the time we have today, unfortunately.
Yes, but we will have much more about having and showing moral courage in tomorrow's article, so we hope you can come and join us for that. Until then,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Having moral courage. Henry is 12 years old. He's a good kid, and he likes to learn and have fun. He also knows the difference between right and wrong, so he has morals. For Henry, it's right to be honest, friendly, and polite. On the other hand, it's wrong to hurt people, say bad things about them, or take their things. Henry doesn't just know those things, he also has the courage to act on his morals. So, he will help those in trouble, and he will speak up when something is wrong.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天我们来比较过去完成式、过去简单式和现在完成式。先复习一下这3个时态的基本句型以及它们所描述的时间点。首先，过去完成式的句型是主词加 had 加上过去分词，它是用来描述在过去某个时间点之前所发生的事。例如 ，By 10 o'clock yesterday, the students had finished their tests. 在昨天10点之前，这些学生们已经完成了他们的考试。好，这个句子是在表达昨天10点前已经发生完成的事。而过去简单式的句型是主词加过去式动词，它是用来描述过去特定的时间。例如 ，The students finished their tests yesterday. 昨天这些学生们完成了他们的考试。那这个句子就明确地说出昨天发生的事实。至于现在完成式的句型是主词加上 have 或是 has 加上过去分词，那它描述的时间点是从过去开始持续到现在，并没有确切的时间点。例如 The students have finished their tests. 这些学生们已经完成了他们的考试。那这个句子是强调从过去开始到现在已经完成的动作。好，接着我们就来比较这3个时态的用法。首先，过去完成式是在强调过去的动作发生，并且持续到过去另一个动作发生的时间点。例如 Ben had fixed his bike when his father came home. 当 Ben 的爸爸回家时，他已经修好他的脚踏车了。Ben 修理脚踏车和爸爸回家这2件事都发生在过去。那么修好脚踏车这个动作先发生，所以用过去完成式。而过去简单式只是在描述过去的动作，现在已经结束喽。例如 Ben fixed his bike this afternoon. Ben 今天下午修好了他的脚踏车。修理的动作在今天下午就结束了。好，至于现在完成式是在表达某个过去开始的动作持续到现在，或是对现在有影响。例如 Ben has fixed his bike. Ben 已经修好他的脚踏车了。那这句子是在强调修理好了这个事实。最后要介绍的是这3个时态常搭配的字词。过去完成式常用时间副词 by the time 来表达时间先后。by the time 指的是 到什么什么的时候。例如 My best friend had bought a car by the time she moved to 花莲。我最好的朋友搬去花莲之前已经买了一辆车。而过去简单式常搭配过去时间副词来表达，像是 last year、yesterday 等等的。例如 My best friend moved to 花莲 last year。我最好的朋友去年搬去花莲了。至于现在完成式，常用 since 或是 for 来表达时间的长度。例如 My best friend has lived in 花莲 since last year。我最好的朋友从去年开始就住在花莲了。好，以上是今天的讲解，我们下次见喽 ！See you next time， bye。Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们1分钟的单元。在这1分钟的时间里面，我们要复习4个单字，还会造句练习。同学们，您都准备好了没？1分钟计时开始。第二个单词呢是形容诚实的，诚实的怎么说呢？叫做 honest。honest， 我们可以用 to be honest， 老实说怎么样怎么样。OK，to be honest，I don't want to go to the party。老实说啊，我不想去参加那场派对。第二单字呢是指友善的，很亲切的。你跟你的好朋友之间是不是很亲切，对彼此很友善，还是互相会屌来屌去？好，不管怎么样，这个字呢就跟朋友 friend 有关系，在后面用 ly 变成 friendly。friendly 是友善的、亲切的。OK，the hotel staff were very friendly and helpful。饭店工作人员非常友善，也乐于帮忙。第三个单字呢是有礼貌的，有礼貌怎么说？叫做 polite。polite 前面加上 I am 变成 impolite。impolite 就是没礼貌的。OK，it's not polite to talk during the show。在表演期间不应该讲话，讲话是不礼貌的哦。第四个单字呢是指麻烦事或者是一个困境，它叫做 trouble。Nick got into a lot of trouble in his youth。可恶 ！Nick 在青少年时期，他惹上许多麻烦 ，got into a lot of trouble， 惹上许多麻烦。好啦，不管怎么样，我们还是复习完4个单字，也有造句练习完了。那我们记得下次继续努力加油喽！我们下次见，拜拜。
See you next time.